the guru of Squad 00, the assassin like no other, is here to bring you the first case file of my exposed series. Ladies and gentlemen, there are characters in many a series that do things that may either make you scratch your head or they themselves are a character, you know, that happens to be trash, okay? And in this series of videos, however many long it may be, I shall do the proper rendition of exposing the BS in which they are about or in which they do. Now, the first suspect on this list happens to be from the great series, the masterpiece that is Dragon Ball. And for those, you know, to lay on the Dragon Ball Z, the DBZ, okay? I should say the Z, right? As you see, this is about, what's his name? The Supreme Kai. Now, let's start off by saying what the Supreme Kai is, how he was introduced, and how he was thoroughly exposed. He thoroughly exposed himself time and time again. Number one, okay? Let's open the case file, shall we? We are introduced into this character in the last arc of the series. Okay? The last arc. It is the Buu Saga. Now, with the Supreme Kai, you know, he was introduced by none other than Piccolo. Piccolo, one of the most powerful characters in the series at that point. Arguably, let's see, he would have been probably third, because he probably been more powerful than Gohan at that point in the series, because Gohan had not trained, right? And he was shook, and you could say, well, you know, we knew his authority, regardless. This dude, his looks, yo, that's the Supreme Kai. This dude, the name alone says he's the one above all. Okay, he's the Kai above Kais. This dude's supposed to be uberly powerful. That's factual. That's how the Dragon Ball universe runs. Especially considering the trend that had been going on with major villains. Like, we didn't know about the whole Majin Buu situation. We didn't know about Bobby at the time. But this dude came in looking like a straight up killer. Like a killer. Undeniable fact. Now, with that being said, you know, he's telling Gohan to go on and give up his energy. You know, he's showing some mystic sides. Now, let's look at all the facts of the situation as to how we need to bring this character into question. Okay, interrogate the situation. Number one, you are supposed to be a mystical master. That's what the inference we gleaned, right? You're supposed to have all this kind of mystical. You were a different breed. You weren't using ki the regular way that the Z fighters, the Namekians, Namecs, you know, all these rest of these, the Saiyans, you know, Frieza's, all these other groups were using ki manipulation. You were using mystical arts. And all of a sudden, somehow you can sense energy, right? How come you couldn't sense the energy of where Babidi was? Supreme God! You're supposed to be like a God level kind of character, a kami. Where is your sensory ability? Not only this, that's just one strike. Not only that, he asked Gohan to power up and give away his energy to these couple scrub dudes who couldn't throw hands. Then nothing could possibly backfire about this plan. Not only couldn't you sense where the location of these people were, you somehow could have made a plan to where you followed them. He gave away energy. You couldn't have brought them out of the situation. And Gohan, who had all this free energy, you couldn't have siphoned that from anybody except one of the most powerful people. Enough energy to bring back to resurrect Majin Buu, who you say was the most powerful foe that's ever been faced by the Kais themselves. A foe that was later shown to have killed the Kais. Now, let's get on that for a second, okay? And we find out later that it was more in the form of Kid Buu that killed the Kais. It's been how many millennia, Supreme Kai? Since you got exposed, you got your behind beat and you barely survived. Yeah, since the whole sealing process. Oh, and Kibito Kai as well. You had 2 Kais left. Where was the training, Supreme Kai? Where was you putting in the work so that something like this couldn't happen again? For that matter, why have you been overseeing the universe and stopping some of these major crises? Where you been at? You been asleep? I mean, you ain't been like Elder Kai that was trapped in the sword. What kind of job are you doing? Right now, your grade is F because you suck. Now, let's move on, shall we? Not only has this dude lacked in the century category, not only does this dude prove to devise terrible plans, but then he also, as well as, has not been putting in the proper work to put in the train. Now, I'm not gonna say he needs to be this almighty character, but you are the Supreme Kai. And I don't care that you were the weakest of the Kais. How long has that been? If it's been centuries, millennia, why have you not been putting in the work? But the extension point number 4 as to his docket list of problems. This man goes into with the Saiyans, right? You had Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan. All at this point have Super Saiyan 2 level at the very least. We find out later that Goku has Super Saiyan 3, SSJ 3, right? This dude, the Supreme Kai, gets scared and hyped about all these strong creatures. Now, Supreme Kai, again, where's your oversight? You're supposed to be the overseer of the universe, and you don't know these dudes, powerful dudes in your own universe? What have you been doing all this time? You ain't paying attention to know, oh, I ain't been looking at this end of the universe. I know the universe is a big place, but come on, you can't sense the energies of these cats? You ain't barely been watching the battle, finding out about the battles on Earth. You ain't been talking to the other Kais. Now, I know the PyCon, the World Tournament arc, about the 6th episode one was filler, but regardless, King Kai guaranteed was not the only Kai. You couldn't send Kibito Kai on some scouting missions? Something? What have you been doing? So you messed up in your oversight. So your job description, we got to bring in a question. Are you an adequate, watcher? At least Piccolo watches over the Earth. At least Kama used to watch over the Earth. What are you doing? Why do you have your authority if you do nothing? Now, there was no. Apparently, you couldn't read. Also, you couldn't with your mystical prowess. You could not reverse. The stone hit that Piccolo took. Couldn't do that either. Just saying though. Just saying. But we move on. Point number, what is that? I believe 5, 6 now. It's getting long. So these points, the numbering system is a little bit lacking. Supreme Kai. What kind of combat prowess do you have? Because the last time I checked, you put in barely any work on Buu, let alone Super Buu. You had to retreat. You had to retreat so bad that you had to go back to doggone the freaking planet. There was no mystical things you could do to not only upgrade yourself, at least seal. You couldn't seal the Buu. You couldn't seal Buu. So you can't fight, you don't have skills, and you don't at least have the skill to be able to seal and defeat the foe. If not for these lowling beings, the universe could have been potentially destroyed. Unless you had the gods come into play. Supreme Kai, where you at, dawg? Supreme Kai. You showing great lacking and great courage. Every time there was a situation arise, you got shook. Oh no, it can't be. Oh no, Boo. Oh, I can't do anything. Oh no. So pretty much, Supreme Kai, you were useless, and you've been exposed. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe, tell me your thoughts. More exposure videos to come. No one is safe. Your favorite character is not safe. Possibly. Alright, y'all. And you possibly bringing suggestions of certain characters who need to get exposed. Maybe they're on my list. Maybe they're not. Peace. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night.